So why don't we start, Rachel, just by laying a sort of a foundation for if you were to try and develop your practice using digital media, what would be a sort of a starting checklist that you'd need?
Well, the first things that we're going to look at, and I'm actually going to start at the bottom of this and then go back up to the top, but the first thing that you want to look at is positioning. Positioning is like your voice. It's what your primary focus is. And I work with a lot of practitioners who can really help anybody from any age to almost any dis-ease or symptoms that come across. But what happens in marketing is that becomes a very difficult thing to promote, to communicate, because for most people, they don't understand how you could help with both complex chronic diseases as well as a simple cold. So what we like to do is say, start with the positioning. Start with something that you want to focus on, that you want people to know, that that is your primary I guess, practice element. And when you have that, then you could build your marketing material around it. Now, it doesn't mean that that's the only thing that you're going to do, but it certainly helps with your marketing. So, for instance, you could be a Lyme practitioner and really focus in on your Lyme protocol. And of course, you may work with other people that come into your practice, but when you promote yourself and when you develop material, it'll be primarily focused around Lyme. Let's go back up to the top of this list now and talk about your website. Your website is really the hub of all of your marketing. It is, it's like where you want it to be, where all of your other touch points are going to drive traffic to. And what I mean by touch points, this could be both online and off, but it's the way people come across your practice, your business. So it could be at events, it could be just local in the community, you networking with people, it can be on your business cards, your brochures, any social media, any other types of advertising that you're doing. You want to drive traffic back to your website.
Even something as simple as your email footer.
Exactly. That's a really good one. And your website, so it's your hub. So you want your hub to be easy for people to navigate through. You want it to look good and match your branding, because if you're asking people to spend money and come and see you, you want it to reflect the high quality of service that you're offering. And you want it to have clear calls to action so that people know what to do when they get to your site. They're on their own. You're not there to guide them. They don't know. They haven't come across you yet, most likely. So you want your website to be easy to navigate and easy for people to know what to do on it.
I would say, if you could sum that up, it's almost like the website is sort of something that turns this traffic into clients. It's a client generation machine. It's a lead conversion machine. And I think that so many practitioners just focus on trying to put a lot of information on there, whereas what you're actually really looking to do is to take traffic and information coming in and turn that into appointments. So making it really easy for any single person to come on and to be able to understand what it takes to make an appointment, to who to call or to email or otherwise. So I think that's a good point.
Exactly. Yeah, and then you want to, your next things that you want to look at, and these are more focused on online, is your community platform. And what I mean by that is some way that you are building a community around your practice, around your specialty. So this can be Facebook. It could be both a business page and a group. It could be Twitter. It could be a forum, even your blog, where you're promoting commenting on your blogs. This community platform is doing several things. One, it's going to help you with your search engine optimization, which we'll talk a lot about that in our Inner Circle membership. And also, it's going to be making it easier for you to be able to communicate things about your practice, because once it's up on the web, then you don't have to keep repeating yourself over and over again. You drive traffic to where that information is located. And you also leverage your brand advocates, people who are passionate about you and what you're doing. You use their passion to help spread your information.
That's so important. I really, I feel like identifying your key fans and making it easy for them to share information about you Let's look at what word of mouth was, 20 years ago, is just me and you having a conversation in a car park. Word of mouth now could be, one of your clients telling 2,000 of their friends about your practice. So the leverage is there now. You just have to make it easy to expand that leverage.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that you could do to build that community too, which we'll talk about in the Inner Circle membership as well. And then the other point here is a newsletter. Now, newsletters used to be where you would just send out a bulk email, maybe BCC everyone and attach a publisher document or a doc. But that is pretty antiquated now, because with these new programs, and so many of them are free, my personal favorite is MailChimp. What you're getting out of these is not only a list management, so when somebody unsubscribes, they actually are removed off of your list and you don't have to try to go in there and manually do that, which is a nightmare. But also you are able to track data. So this is incredibly valuable data to learn what are people interested in, what are people clicking on, who's opening up your information, what time of day are they opening up your information. All of those are really essential feedback to your practice and how you market. You could do these monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, really depending on your market and your audience and what they're interested in. But then you also want to make it easy for people to be able to subscribe to your newsletter, and you do that by having a link on your website. And the most powerful way to actually build that email list is through some type of opt-in. I have a video on our YouTube channel that talks about this, what is an opt-in, but essentially people are no longer exchanging people are no longer just giving away their information because you say so. So you really want to look at what you can do and give in exchange for that. So those will be the 4 primary things you want to have for this your checklist for success, and we'll come back to this and look at another application of how this fits in.
Great.